You the best in Dawa, edutainment, inspiration, and more. Tune in now across Kenya as a free-to-air channel and on your preferred set-top box. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Angalia Uislamu ulipoanza ulianzaje? Ulianza kwa stidraji, ulianza kwa polepole. Wewe Adam alayhi salam, si umeonyeshwa kwamba ni bora kuliko malaika? Hawa malaika
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum. It is the second Friday of this beautiful month of Ramadan. Welcome to Ramadan Synchronized. This is the Roundtable with me, Aisha Khan. Now, we have people in society who may be having the best of intentions, but how they opt to rectify is really in a manner of unkindness and sometimes with close-mindedness. And everything is pretty much haram. Now, a clique in society have termed them as haram police, the entitled Muslim. What are your haram police experiences? But before I go on, I'm joined by lovely ladies here, and I must quote that whatever is said here are just our experiences. We are Muslims, we are struggling, but we are telling our stories and representing the people out there when it comes to the haram policing. And also, there is the other side of the coin, where when we correct a fellow Muslim brother or sister, they take it wrongly and judge people as haram police. Now, these are opinions. In the first two segments, I'll be joined by these lovely ladies, and then later on in the third segment, we'll be having an Islamic perspective with Sheikh Ibrahim Lithome. He is in our offices right now. I wish he could join us, but first we want to get to know what is the problem out there, and then we get to know the Islamic perspective. Now remember, you can call us in live, you can send us an SMS on the numbers on your screen. You can also reach us on social media, that is at Horizontv Kenya, at Aisha Khan 8, and the hashtag stands Haram Police. Share with us your experiences. Now, introducing my guests here, I will start with Maryam Taib, famously known as Spoonful of Honey. Hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
Okay, and then we have Shaiyba, who is an entrepreneur at the same time an engineer. Welcome to the show.
Shukran.
Then we have a very lovely Mehnaz Sarwar. She is the founder of Halal Nairobi and also the An-Nisa taxi app. Now, welcome to the show, ladies. Are you excited?
Yes.
Are you excited? I can't feel it.
Yes. I want to get down to the meat.
Okay, let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Now, what is your understanding of haram police? Maryam, I'll start with you.
I actually looked it up on Google yesterday to prepare, and it actually came up as a group of Muslim men who have nothing better to do than to criticize others and point out their sins.
A group of Muslim men.
But I don't know if we can exclusively say it's just Muslim men. But I think
Do you think that way?
In my experience, I'd say it's majority Muslim men.
Okay.
But there are a few sisters out there as well.
Okay, we're going to come back to you. Shaiyba, what is your understanding of haram police?
A haram police is basically a person with a rigid thinking of the way things should be without knowledge of understanding what the perspective of the whole general idea of or actions of someone. So they judge basically on what their expectations are.
Wow. Mehnaz.
For me, the haram police, okay, it's a newly coined term. There is two sides to it.
Yes.
There are people who do think that they get overly criticized and name the person who criticizes them haram police. But at the same time, it's a newly coined term, so it's used in a bad way, even if somebody's intentions are right. So I think it's how you see it, because not all the time somebody's criticizing you, advising you, are they doing it out of spite or because they for their personal reasons. They're doing it because they maybe want to help you, or for the sake of the ummah, you know, like the brotherhood, sisterhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Maryam, you mentioned something that from Google you got, and you think that majority of the haram police are men.
Yeah.
What are your opinions? Are you in agreement with that?
Actually, coming to what she just said, I think who you just described aren't haram police. I think the definition of haram police is that your intentions are bad, you are arrogant, you think you're better than the person you're advising, and it's not coming from a place of like, I want to advise you as my sister in Islam. It's more like, I want to put you down because I think you're doing something wrong and I think I'm better than you. So I think when someone gives good advice Islamically, I don't count them as being haram police.
Okay, now I want to come to that definition where you said that the haram police, according to you, and you're in agreement with Google, that majority of these haram police are men. Are you in agreement with that? Shaiyba?
For sure,
For me, not quite.
Are they women haram police?
They are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and actually, they just bully people, mostly via internet. They just want to harass you, embarrass you. They do it publicly so that they can create drama, the chaos, you know. Yeah.
Mehnaz, do you think the haram police are men?
Personally, I haven't come across many men who have said anything bad to me.
Yes.
But yeah, sisters have had quite a few of those. But again, it depends, like the sister was saying, the intentions behind it. Because you can't just label everyone haram police, even if they're advising you. But there are people who can be spiteful. There are people who can come from another place. So yeah, again, depends on the intention of the person who's advising you. And if they actually want good for you, or they want, it's just for the sake of them feeling better.
Okay, perfect. Now let's get into this deeper. Now we have all had experiences, I'm sure, here with the haram police, one way or the other. I'll start with myself. Let me get very comfortable here. I started my career 1 year ago on TV, and the first comments that I got on social media, they used to be thrown at me that you're a Muslim girl. Why are you putting your face out there? Your face, your voice is aura. And I did not understand. I questioned myself. I went around and said, how is it haram? Because today I'm pursuing my dreams. Am I not allowed to have a career? Am I not allowed to be a journalist, tell the stories? Am I not allowed to do that in my hijab? That was the big question. And Sheikh Lithome will be joining us, and I want to ask him that question. Yes, Maryam, tell us about your haram police experience.
I think I have a very similar experience to you because I run a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And I started around 2 years ago as well. And immediately everything floods in of, oh, your face is out, or your voice is out, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Women are supposed to be behind closed doors and be covered, and all that long story. And I just, it makes you doubt yourself a lot because of the harshness and the violence in which it's coming at you. You're like, how can people be so angry at me? I must be doing something wrong. But when you sit down with yourself and you do research and you look at the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Muhammad Rasulullah to advise people and give da'wah, he said, and argue with them in a better way. So he didn't even say talk to them in a better way. He said argue with them in a better way. So if you're arguing with someone, speak to them kindly, speak to them in a way that you would want to be spoken to, and then I would receive your advice. Like when there have been some people who have spoken to me and I've taken that advice well, but the ones who just blatantly want to just be like, oh, you're disrespectful, oh, you're not a Muslim, might as well just take off your hijab. What are you helping?
Maryam, you're a lot in the online space, and there is the DMs, that is where someone sends you a personal message directly to you, and there's the comment section. Now let's come to that, the bashing on the internet.
That one is, it's definitely gone down a lot more. I think when you're newer and people think you're an easy target, they come at you a bit more. So in the beginning, the comment section used to be really, really bad. Things like, take off your hijab, you're a kafir anyway, and really harsh things. And I'm just sitting there wondering, what is the intention? What's the end game? Because if I want to speak to you, or if I want to say something to you, I'm thinking of the end result. But if I tell you, take off your hijab, you're a kafir, how am I helping you? How am I getting to something that's better? So I think that's the main issue with haram police, and that's why I was saying the definition is different. Because if my sister comes to me and tells me, Maryam, this is hijab, here's an ayah of the Quran that describes the hijab, and I feel you are doing wrong in this way, and in private, so in a DM, that is different to publicly embarrassing me or commenting towards me in a way where you're just trying to bring me down. You're just trying to be arrogant.
Okay. Shaiyba, Now tell me about your experience. You're also a lot in the online space.
At times. Okay, mine, when I was actually practicing engineering,
Yes.
We used to be 2 females in the field, in the company that I was working with.
Yes.
And my fellow colleague was actually a non-Muslim. So most of the times, you needed to wear easy clothes because you have to
What is
change
that
into
easy clothes?
like a
Is it
jeans
Sharia
that
compliant?
basically not really.
Okay.
Yeah, but to be on the safer side, you're working with men. You know how men are. They're just sexualized.
But is that an
you at
excuse?
times.
Is
It's
that
not
an
an
excuse?
excuse.
Yes.
But you know, to protect yourself and to actually just make things easy for you.
Okay.
So when I started wearing jeans, my dad was so vocal about it, and I actually sat down my mom. I told her, you know, I'm working with men. And at times when I work actually past 5.
Yes.
And knowing Wilson Airport, it's deserted at that time.
No.
And you know, being a female, you're always very cautious when you're walking. A man is behind you, you pick up the pace because maybe he'll come grab me or something.
Okay.
So I usually used to fear because of so many things.
Okay.
So then I told my mom, you know, I'm wearing this because of this. When I go to work, I'm working with men. At times, I'm working with my colleague. She's a female, but we're separated. We can't work together all the time.
Okay.
So I feel like these guys, they can hold me down, and our changing rooms is just one room. We're changing all of us because we're not so many females in the field. So she was like, okay, I understand. Then I started wearing that. Then you meet a man, you meet a Muslim man, is like, just walk naked. Why are you like that? You're a kafir. These days, you got a job, you've just changed. Then you're like, why are you coming at me? You don't know my reason behind this. Yeah.
Wow. Khawla, what is your experience like?
Mine's the opposite, because
Yes.
I get more hate sometimes because I'm covered.
Like this?
Well,
Tell
I've
us
had.
about it. Oh my God.
Because again,
Yes.
I'm covered, and I started covering at the age of 20. So I guess my past
So you are not
experiences-
always a niqabi?
No, I started wearing the niqab around when I was 23, and that was in the UK. So when I moved here, there's a different perspective. I guess automatically everyone thinks I'm pious, and you know,
because you're covered.
just because I'm covered. So there was a time somebody actually came up to me and told me that because I'm covered, I cannot run a business. I cannot be the face of my company. I can't go out there and represent my brand because I'm covered. And they would rather do it. I mean, why not give them the opportunity to do it? Because they're not covered. So it'll be easier for them to be able to do it. So
to represent your brand.
Yeah, I mean, which is really, really weird, because at the end of the day, Islamically, we are allowed to pursue our dreams. You see, again, we have the Sharia, which is the law of Allah. Within the law of Allah, if we work towards the pleasure of Allah, Allah will provide for us, fi dunya wa fil akhirah. So I don't think I need to compromise any aspect of my religion to get out there and to be able to work and to be able to follow what I need to do and follow my ambitions. And my husband's fully supportive, my family is fully supportive. So who are you to come and tell me that I should compromise a version of my hijab just so that people will accept me? I mean, this should be acceptable. And actually, it's more powerful for me going out there and showing Muslim women, you don't need to compromise. There shouldn't be any compromise in any part of your religion.
Okay, there is something here that is a bit contradicting. Shaiyba said that she was wearing the jeans for her safety. Khawla, what would you tell Shaiyba? Are you in agreement with what she said?
Again, like I said, the rizq is in the hands of Allah. So if we follow the laws of Allah, He will provide for us. You know, sometimes we might do something in the dunya, trying to better our dunya. But at the same time, are we okay with standing in front of Allah like that? So it's about not compromising. You know, one of the problems with Muslim women, we think we have to conform to what society says to advance in any of our fields. But why?
Oh, Khawla, I want to cut you right there. Shaiyba, can you respond to that?
Wow.
But you on test now. It's you and your nafs.
It's too much.
Yes.
You know,
was it a compromise?
it was a compromise, and actually I was telling myself, you know, you keep on telling, you know, it's wrong. The first days you feel like it's not right, it's not
you're
right.
Out of place.
Yeah, you're out of place. When people are going to pray, you actually have to cover, you know. Then you're like, I'm not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to be in a way that every time when it's Salah time, I'm comfortable praying the way I am.
But do you feel it was your decision, or were you pressured into that decision?
I think I was pressured into the decision.
Okay.
Because I was, you know, when basically you're in your mind too many times. You're telling yourself, I'm with these guys, I'm not so safe, this is going to happen, I work with men, you know, and every time they're coming at me, you know, we're being told Muslim girls, they're very nice, more than ours.
So
and
this is where they're coming to bash you.
Yeah, it's building up to a way that I'm like thinking, these guys, if it continues like this, they'll do something, they'll actually touch me, so that, you know, I was actually trying to convince myself slowly, and I knew it wasn't good.
Okay.
I think an interesting thing to ask would be, you said when that another Muslim man would see you and say, oh, you would rather just walk naked or whatever. But they would have now, since we're talking about Haram police, that comment, did it make you more steadfast in your compromise, or did it actually make you want to change that compromise? Because that's what we're talking about, the Haram police, not necessarily your compromise. Because with me, it was like, if I did something wrong, and I may know that it was wrong, but the insult and the thing was brought to me in such a way where I was like, you know what, I'll double down now and I'll show you.
I was like, why are you even looking at me? You're supposed to gaze once. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's like,
you know, you're being so much.
Now we'll go on with this conversation. I need to cut you guys. There is a very nice comment before I take the break. We have a message from Ayman. And he says, I've been a Muslim for about 2 years now. At about last year, I became ill, and instead of my mates from the mosque coming together to pray for me, they started telling me it was wrong to have a wife who hasn't reverted, as well as the kids. That's why Allah is punishing him. Others were like, you need to sacrifice about 20 kgs of rice and goat to be slaughtered as a means of forgiveness by Allah. And just like that, I almost quit Islam. But I realized I didn't get into Islam because of that, but I got Islam because of my faith.
You see, like how...
Now, we will be coming back. I'll take a short break as my director is directing me. Now, we will be taking a short break. But remember, you can call in, you can send us an SMS. And today, the hashtag stands Haram Police. And now remember, in the first segment, I said that Sheikh Ibrahim Lithome will be joining us in the third segment.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Walk with us as we tell you the stories of our society.
Wengine atavaa mtandio kichwani, utafikiri ni kijihandkerchief.
Enzi za wakati wa kusema ati alisema, akasisitiza, akihutubia wanahabari, enzi hizo hazipo tena.
Kuchimbua na kunakili matukio kwa undani.
We want to create current awareness,
ranging from adventure, human interest and inspirational stories,
ili kuweza kukuelimisha, kukuburudisha na kukubumbuisha.
Words have been said, but now it is time to lay the foundation that will impact the world.
Terrorism is terrorism, no matter who is behind the trigger.
Tune in every morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we bring you exemplary live shows.
Pata kujua unayopaswa kukumbatia katika Ramadhan. Hala ya Ramadhan.
Press play, sit back and relax as we reflect and rekindle your spirituality.
Let me help you respond to all your health questions katika Siha ya Ramadhani. Afya yako, jukumu langu. Kwa mara ya kwanza, mtoto atakuwa na sauti. Mtoto ni tunu ya jamii.
tubonge vile ku nyakanyaka hizo thawabu vidabodabo.
In Ramadan Synchronized, exclusive to this holy month of Ramadan, only on Horizon TV, from Tuesday to Saturday.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are now at the Arena 1. And over here we have player of the day.
I'm back to beat Hamza's team.
Is it diamond?
I chose Surah Al-Mutaffifin. I don't know the names, but Nabi Isa said, I am a slave of Allah. Is it Prophet Luqman? 1 point for this team. Welcome to Active Sunday.
Things which will happen at the last day, which is very shocking.
Waylun lil mutaffifin.
That's not fair because I wasn't here.
It's a happy, happy, happy day. Oh, what a happy day it is for Active Sunday.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. Abu Najma with kids. Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Welcome back to the show. This is the Roundtable with me, Aisha Khan. Now, today the topic of discussion is Haram police. Now, as I said, a clique within society has termed them as people who correct people. They may be right, but do it in a very unkind manner. So now, I have been with these beautiful ladies here. We have shared our experiences in the first segment. We are even going on with the conversation, but remember, those are just our opinions and we mean no harm to anyone. And Sheikh Ibrahim Lithome is in studio and he will come to explain to us according to the Islamic jurisdiction. Now, my director is telling me we have a call coming in. Hello, Horizon TV. Hello, Horizon TV. Assalamu alaikum. I think we lost the viewer, but remember, you can call us, you can SMS us on the numbers on your screen. You can also reach us out on social media, that is at Horizon TV Kenya, at Aisha Khan 8. Let's talk. The hashtag is Haram Police. Yes, now let's carry on the conversation. Maryam, you were talking about compromise, how you felt that, you know, she was in a compromising state.
Yeah, I was just basically saying how, yes, she made a compromise on her deen.
Yes.
But the way that man approached her in telling her, oh, just take off your clothes, you might as well be naked.
Yes.
Doesn't make you rethink that compromise in a point where you want to be more Islamic.
Yes.
It will make you rethink that compromise in a way like, I'll do it more, like I'll show that person that I can continue to do this.
Wow.
Because you're not perfect, you know, you react in a
It's
human
true.
way. Someone insults you, you'll also go back with hate or with trying to show them out of pettiness. So it just always brings me back to that point of the intention of the person. Yani, when someone gives you advice, they always quote these hadiths and always quote the Quran and things, but they forget one hadith narrated by Bukhari where the Prophet ﷺ said, the best of you are the ones with best manners. No one remembers that when they're giving advice. Just speak to someone kindly, respectfully. Telling her, oh, you might as well be naked now, what does that make her do?
That brings a very big question mark. Okay, now, in as much as we have the Haram police and we are attacking them for correcting us, maybe not in the kind manner, but as Muslims, we are taught that we are brothers' keepers. Now, how much responsibility do we have towards another person? For example, you meet someone and they're not, you know, doing the proper thing. For example, let me take the issue of hijab. You go and tell her, you know what, my sister, I don't think you're wearing the hijab in the right way, and that is your right Islamically. But she retaliates and tells you what, my time of the hijab will come. Don't judge me. Okay.
But is that your right Islamically?
Yes, it is.
No, in the sense that I think if I saw you holding a bottle of alcohol, I'd come up to you and say, my sister in Islam, like, OMG.
But Maryam.
But with hijab, it's something where even scholars and a lot of people who will genuinely call themselves Muslims, maybe not us, but there are women who call themselves Muslims and say that I don't believe hijab is worn in XYZ manner. It's worn in ABC manner. So for you to come up to them and tell them your version of Islam is wrong, your imam or whatever is wrong, I think that's just coming from a place of just inciting violence.
No, but Maryam, I have a question leading to that. Now, it is your responsibility. We know very well what hijab is, okay? And you see a sister, let's say she's wearing a turban. I'm not judging her because we all have our spiritual journeys. But again, why can't you go and approach her and tell her? Because don't you think, in as much as alcohol is haram, also not wearing the hijab in the proper way is haram too?
No, see, that's where we're differentiating.
Okay.
I think I have to wear hijab. Maryam believes that, and a lot of Sunni Muslims do believe that.
Yes.
But there are different sects of Islam. There's Ismailis, for example.
True.
There's others that I've forgotten the names of now. But there's many people who will genuinely stand before you and say, I do not believe it is obligation for me to wear hijab. So when something is grey, not black and white like it is with alcohol, it is not right for you to go and shove your beliefs down someone else's throat. So it's something like hijab, I always stay off. But with something that's black and white, for example, alcohol, maybe I see you beating someone, you're being rude to someone, I'll definitely say something.
That is just your opinion. What do you think about it?
Is the definition of hijab. You know, hijab, most of the people, they think it's just the hijab, the scarf, that's it. But hijab, it's generally the entire attire and actually your character. So I think it's very sensitive because we are from different backgrounds, different teachings. Because you can see from most females from Saudi and they show some of the hair. You can't, you know, first understand the reason why this person is wearing the hijab this way. Like, you can just talk to this person nicely, befriend them or whatever. Take your time with this person. Then understand, you know, some people, like, I have a friend, she went to study in Turkey. And then she was on attachment and they usually travel through Europe. It was fun for her. And she was telling me that it was that time that there was a woman who was actually dragged through the stairs from an underground train. She had her hijab on and there was this lady, a young lady who was raped and killed for her hijab. Then she was like, me, Maryam, I fear. So I usually put on my turban. But when people see me, they're like, oh, you went abroad, you've changed. You know, first understand this person, then talk to them, you tell them, you know, hijab, it's an ayah, so just try your best. You don't have to automatically like start a niqab the next day, but just try your best, slowly.
Wow. On that topic, you know, I'll come to spiritual journeys. Now we have someone like Khawla here. You just mentioned, and I quote you, you mentioned that you started wearing the hijab at the age of 20. Do we have a spiritual journey?
Everyone does. But okay, one of the things the sister mentioned as well, you see, levels of hijab are different, but the understanding of hijab is one, because there's cultural understanding and then there's the Islamic understanding. For the Islamic understanding, we already know the way the Sahabiyats used to dress and stuff like that. So that's actually what we should strive towards. Whether our understanding is cultural, whatever, we know that hijab is one. Everyone's at different stages. So I wouldn't come up to a sister and say, okay, why are you not wearing the niqab? But at the same time, there shouldn't be a compromise. You see, I see a lot of sisters compromising.
But should we be attacked?
No, not at all. And the thing is, there's a way to give nasiha. I wouldn't go up to a sister and say, okay, why are you wearing what you're wearing?
Yes.
There's a way to do it. But at the same time, we cannot compromise. There is
so what is that way? That's what we want to understand. Because you see a sister in a turban today and people are telling, oh, it's haram. But have you gone to her history? Yeah, even
that's the
alcohol.
thing. Everyone is at a journey. Everyone's at a stage.
Yes.
Like the sister said, understand. But at the same time, we should understand that sisters shouldn't compromise. You see, what unfortunately, in the society that we're in at the moment, like we mentioned earlier with the sister, a lot of people think that if I do not wear this, I will go further. If I wear this, this will limit me. The understanding is that I need to conform to what society thinks is acceptable to be able to get further in life, or to even, like when I started wearing the hijab, my auntie told me, who will get married to you? You look like an old lady. Who would want to marry you? I mean, these are specific things that I went through.
That's true, but you know, we live in a multicultural society. We are in the 21st century, and don't you think we have challenges? There is peer pressure.
You know, that's exactly the point. There are challenges.
Yes.
But there is no compromise to the hijab. It doesn't mean that you all have to be at that stage.
Yes.
It took me time. It took me time to understand, to fall in love with the concept.
Yes.
To actually take the step. I was actually working in the UK when I was thinking about wearing the niqab. And I was worried I would lose the job.
You were thinking?
I was at that point. I would only wear the hijab to mosques or Islamic events.
Yeah.
When I go to the workspace, I take it off.
Wow.
Because I was scared I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah.
And I needed that job.
Shaiyba, what do you think about that? Do you have a spiritual journey?
Everyone does.
Okay.
And even as a niqabi and a hijabi.
Tell us about hijabi, especially on the online space.
Okay. Basically, for me, I'll talk about myself.
Yes.
I do have a spiritual journey. At times, I'm closer to Allah and I'll cover up and all.
Yes.
At times, I question so many things. You know, things happen and you're like, Allah, why? I thought you're on my side and all. Then I'll be like, I'm taking a photo.
But you
my hair is showing a bit and I'm like, it looks nice, so let me just post it.
Yes.
But do you notice that when your iman is higher, you want to cover more?
Yeah, exactly.
And when your iman is on the lower side, you literally want to walk away from. So it shows in your hijab. When your iman is at a higher stage, you actually do want to cover more.
I feel like I disagree a lot with that point. Just coming back to the point I said before, in the sense of, how do I say this in a right
ladies,
way?
Can we stick to the topic? The topic is haram police. I can see we're diverting
going
into the hijab.
Now.
It is one of the things, but it's not the only thing.
To bring it back to the haram police, even my sister had brought this up to me yesterday when I was discussing with her. The haram police, most of it is based on the fact that a lot of people have different levels of knowledge. So for example, I went to madrasa my whole life, but there are some people in this world who don't know what the term madrasa even means. So our terms of what the definition of hijab is, and even the definition of compromising a hijab, is very different. So when I come and talk down to someone about their hijab, or see someone wearing a turban and tell them, haram, you're wearing a turban, to them they might be very confused and find that this Islam is very difficult and very crazy, because to them, just yesterday they weren't wearing hijab at all, and today they wrapped their head with a turban, and they're slowly trying to get knowledge. So for me to weaponize my knowledge or superior knowledge over them and talk down to them is actually more un-Islamic than them wearing the turban.
Okay, we have a call coming in. Horizon TV, hello. Horizon TV, hello. Horizon TV, hello. Sorry, we've lost the caller, but remember, you can call us in live. You can send us an SMS. Join in the conversation, because if we do not talk about our problems, then who will? Yes.
Okay, I had something to say.
Yes, Shaiyba.
As a hijabi on your spiritual journey, there are times like when you're closer to Allah, people are like, okay, the Haram police are like, okay, these days unajifanya sana umeshika dini. You know, they'll never miss something
now I want to bring
say.
in something. We are in the holy month of Ramadan. And there is, you know, the shift in how, you know, we become very spiritual. So we see our sisters wearing the hijab, mashallah. We see them coming to the mosque. Now tell me about your experiences. What have you seen? Like when these sisters come in, what happens?
Most of the people, they'll be like, okay, squeeze you have a hijab, you're covering. Instead of saying mashallah, you look nice, actually just comment and leave it at that. Compliment and leave it at that. You don't have to go an extra mile for Haram police and like bash someone. Umepose madhambi yako, Ramadhani ikiisha tunakujua, you know. It's not like, it's not right, because honestly, Allah saves whoever He wants. And
great.
like
we have a call coming in. Horizon TV, hello. Horizon TV, hello. Assalamu alaikum. Horizon TV, hello. Okay, we've lost another call. I think we're having a network issue. But remember, you can call in, you can text us, and you can find us on social media. That is at Horizon TV Kenya. Yes.
What was I saying?
Yes. Sorry. You are saying how...
you're posing your scenes, so after Ramadan, tunakujua, we'll know what's going on and all. You know, give someone time. Like, you see their change, compliment them. Actually, you're doing good, this is nice, here are some hadiths, here are some lectures I listened to and all. You know, like support each other in a spiritual journey, because at times we are here, at times you're not, at times like you're closer to Allah, at times things go wrong. And when you're bashing someone, you're actually demoralizing them, you're pulling them down, you're lowering the self-esteem, and for especially a revert, you're giving them a really hard time. They can't approach anyone because they're afraid, if I talk to someone at anyone as VVP, you know, just like
giving a bad face to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And this goes back to the comments that I read, and that guy said how people are bashing him, but in front of Allah's eyes we really don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
I think one of the things is miseducation. I don't think the youth are taught how to give nasiha as well. And I think that's also important, because we automatically think that, yes, you know, like you said, quote the ayahs in the Quran, and you know, but there should be a sort of a connection before you go down that path. So I think it's very, very important to re-educate. Even the way, I'll give you an example. I went to the mosque a couple of years ago with my young child. And during the salah, my child started crying. So the imam sent a few kids and said, call this woman out. I went down and he said, why is your child crying in a mosque? Take your child and leave.
Wow.
This is here in Nairobi. So I was like, how am I supposed to leave? Where does it say in the Quran and Sunnah that I cannot have a child with me in the mosque? He said, no, take your child and leave. I stood there, he just, there was no sort of etiquette. He's younger than me. He was a young man. I'm not that old, but still, he's younger than me. And the way he said it, it was completely rude. So I said, no, I'm still going to come with my kids, because I want my kids to be attached to the masjid. The next day we came again, he went on to the mimbar in front of everyone. He said, your mama, she doesn't have the etiquette of Islam. She's bringing her child to the mosque, and she's disrupting. This is on the mimbar. My husband is in this, in the thing. My husband's like, walk out. So, and my kids are there. And my kids are experiencing this. I'm trying to make the love of Islam and the masjid be into this person, my child. In front of everyone.
Now let me ask you, I want to just interject there. We have talked a lot, and that's a very sad situation, because we are taught in Islam to teach our children, and if you don't take them, then how are they going to learn? But again, we have spoken about the Haram police. Now what about us, you know, when the Haram police come and attack us? And we don't have a comeback, and sometimes they're very right. right. There are those people we have termed as haram police, and they are not the bad people because they're telling you in a good way. They're giving you nasiha, and that is what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But now when it comes to us, is it because we don't have enough deen? You know, for both of us, the one who is coming to bash you, and also for the one who's told the truth in the right, kind manner and retaliating. Is it that we both don't know our deen?
The way we are, I think, the way we are wired as human beings.
Yes.
Our nafs automatically...
So I would want you to tell me all of you. I want to know your opinion very briefly.
I think our nafs automatically wants to fight back. There are situations that, yes, fair enough, you fight back. But there are situations that you sort of have to swallow it and say, okay, this is part of Islam.
Yes.
Maybe he's not said it the right way. Maybe they're coming from a right place, but again, I cannot argue because it's from the Quran and Sunnah.
No.
But again, it's automatically, I think our nafs is, we just wired like that. Allah created us like that. If somebody comes and attacks us or something that goes against our understanding, our first response is fight. So I think...
Wow, so our first response is fight. Shaiyba.
Yeah.
Exactly. At first, like when you're told something, you're defensive, like, oh no, me, why would you tell me, you know? But at the end of the day, no matter how someone is telling you, either they're in a harsh way or take the good from it. Actually,
Positive
just
attitude.
think, just reflect and like, okay, why did you tell me this? You told me in a bad way, but anyway, I'll just take the good.
Wow, thank you, Shaiyba. Coming to Maryam, what is your opinion on that?
I think I actually have a very specific situation which happened that's really similar.
Okay.
Because again, I said I have a YouTube channel. It's Spoonful of Honey, if you guys want to subscribe.
That is marketing right there.
But yeah, so I started off doing makeup videos. And at the time, I was about 20 years old. I didn't really...
You're still finding yourself.
Yeah, and I knew the ilm, but it didn't matter that much to me, astaghfirullah. So I just continued. And I always got those comments of... you know, don't beautify yourself like this. If you're going to do YouTube,
did you take it positively? Because it does have some truth in it.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying this specific example, because it had a lot of truth in it.
Okay.
But the way I was receiving those comments was so harsh and laced with so much negativity and insult and leave Islam and all of this stuff. So it actually took me a good 3 years for it to finally really sink in. And it only happened now because of my own journey with myself that opened myself up to understand those comments.
Yes.
And recently went through all my YouTube videos and privatized and deleted all those makeup videos, alhamdulillah. But I just think to myself, had I met a sister who would have spoken to me in a way that would have been private, respectful, and educational. Had I gotten that message earlier, and it would have saved me. It
wouldn't have taken so long.
It would have saved
Maryam,
me all those sins and
what a journey
time.
that is, and I'm so happy you took it positively. And as much as it took time, but now we're here and we're talking about this issues that are affecting our society. Now we'll be taking a short break, and remember, as I quoted at the beginning of the show, these are our opinions. We are all struggling with one thing or the other, so kindly please don't judge us. And if we are wrong, we're ready to be corrected, because in studio right now we have Sheikh Ibrahim Lithome watching us. He's heard everything, and I will put him to question what Islam has to say about these haram police. And also, I say the coin has two sides to it. Also, the one who is told in a kind manner and does not take it. Now I'll be taking a short break and we'll be right back.
Horizon TV, the beat.
Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn Hadith. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We learn the duas. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. We love a prophet. Abu Najma with kids. Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Quran. We learn Hadith.
Tune in every morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we bring you exemplary live shows.
Pata kujua unayopaswa kukumbatia katika Ramadhan. Hala ya Ramadhan.
Press play, sit back and relax as we reflect and rekindle your spirituality. Let me help you respond to all your health questions katika siha ya Ramadhani. Afya yako, jukumu langu.
Kwa mara ya kwanza, mtoto atakuwa na sauti. Mtoto ni tunu ya jamii.
Tubunge vile ku nyakanyakeza thawabu vidabodabo.
In Ramadan Synchronized, exclusive to this holy month of Ramadan, only on Horizon TV, from Tuesday to Saturday.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are now at the Arena 1. And over here we have player of the day.
I'm back to beat Hamza's team.
Is it time?
I chose Surah Al-Mutaffifin. I don't know the names, but Nabi Isa said, I am a slave of Allah. Is it Prophet Luqman?
1 point for this team.
Welcome to Active Sunday.
Things which will happen at the last day, which is very shocking.
ويل للمطففين.
That's not fair because I wasn't here.
It's a happy, happy, happy day. Oh, what a happy day it is for Active Sunday.
Quote of the day. Imam Muhammad bin Idris al-Shafi'i said, "To admonish your brother in private is to advise him and improve him, but to admonish him publicly is to disgrace him and shame him."
This is the street quiz. We are back. What's your name, bro?
Mustafa Awad.
So I'm looking for county number 023.
Nairobi.
Turkana. Nanti.
I don't know.
Ihsan inamaanisha ni mazuri.
Right now I don't remember.
Pana Nairobi ni 047. Ukitaka kujua ni gani? Tazama street quiz ndani ya Horizon TV. Bro, here is your t-shirt inshallah. Horizon branded t-shirt from Horizon TV.
Walk with us as we tell you the stories of our society.
Wengine atavaa mtandio kichwani utafikiri ni kijihandkerchief.
Enzi za wakati wa kusema ati alisema akasisitiza akihutubia wanahabari, enzi hizo hazipo tena.
Kwa kuchimbua na kunakili matukio kwa undani.
We want to create current awareness.
Ranging from adventure, human interest and inspirational stories.
Ili kuweza kukuelimisha, kukuburudisha na kukubumbuisha.
Words have been said, but now it is time to lay the foundation that will impact the world.
Terrorism is terrorism, no matter who is behind the trigger.
Kalamu imeinuliwa kwa watu sampuli tatu, yani hawaandikiwi madhambi. Wa kwanza, mtoto mdogo mpaka atakapo balighi. Mtu amelala akaota, akazungumza, akapiga makelele, akabobokwa, haandikiwi madhambi. Na mtu ambaye ni mwandazimu mpaka akili yake itakaporudi. Yoyote miongoni mwenu ambaye atakuwa ni mgonjwa au ala safarin, au atakuwa katika safari, fa'iddatu min ayamin ukhar, anaruhusiwa kula kisha atalipa baadaye. Muhimu zile ambazo wadaiwa uziweke hisabu, na kila ukilipa uondoshe mpaka utakapomaliza.
Nachukua fursa hii kukaribisha katika kipindi chako cha kila wiki.
Neno hili fiqh ni ufahamu, yani kufahamu kitu.
La jirani nilipi, la mkubwa nilipi, la mtoto nilipi, la usiku nilipi, la mchana nilipi. Hiyo ndiyo yaitwa fiqh.
Dini hii ya Uislamu kila kitu, hatutafuti popote.
Kunwa maji atakavyo Mungu.
Kwa nini Mwenyezi Mungu ameharamisha nguruwe? Kwa nini Mwenyezi Mungu, mbona hujauliza Mwenyezi Mungu kwa nini amehalalisha mbuzi? Mwenye kula nguruwe ni mtu kuwa hana wivu.
Uislamu umekuja umekamilika.
Hata wadudu watafuta amani, hawataki kuudhiwa na wao pia. Wala Uislamu haukuja kuwaudhi hata wadudu, ni makosa.
This is the street quiz. We are back. What's your name, bro?
Mustafa Awad.
So I'm looking for county number 023.
Nairobi. Turkana. Nanti.
Walk with us as we tell you the stories of our society.
Wengine atavaa mtandio kichwani, utafikiri ni kijihandkerchief.
Enzi za wakati wa kusema ati alisema, akasisitiza, akihutubia wanahabari, enzi hizo hazipo tena.
Kwa kuchimbua na kunakili matukio kwa undani.
We want to create current awareness,
ranging from adventure, human interest and inspirational stories,
ili kuweza kukuelimisha, kukuburudisha na kukubumbuisha.
Words have been said, but now it is time to lay the foundation that will impact the world.
Terrorism is terrorism, no matter who is behind the trigger.
Tune in every morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we bring you exemplary live shows.
Pata kujua unayopaswa kukumbatia katika Ramadhan. Hala ya Ramadhan.
Press play, sit back and relax as we reflect and rekindle your spirituality. Let me help you respond to all your health questions katika Siha ya Ramadhani. Afya yako, jukumu langu.
Kwa mara ya kwanza, mtoto atakuwa na sauti. Mtoto ni tunu ya jamii.
Tubonge vile ku nyaka hizo thawabu vidabodabo.
In Ramadan Synchronised, exclusive to this holy month of Ramadan, only on Horizon TV, from Tuesday to Saturday.
Kalamu imeinuliwa kwa watu sampuli 3, yani hawaandikiwi madhambi. Wa kwanza, mtoto mdogo mpaka atakapo baleghi. Mtu amelala, akaota, akazungumza, akapiga makelele, akabobokwa, haandikiwi madhambi. Na mtu ambaye ni mwandazimu mpaka akili yake itakaporudi. Yoyote miongoni mwenu ambaye atakuwa ni mgonjwa au ala safarin, au atakuwa katika safari, fa'iddatu min ayamin ukhar, anaruhusiwa kula kisha atalipa baadaye. Muhimu zile ambazo wadaiwa uziweke hisabu, na kila ukilipa uondoshe mpaka utakapomaliza.
Nachukua fursa hii kukaribisha katika kipindi chako cha kila wiki.
Neno hili fiqh ni ufahamu, yani kufahamu kitu.
La jirani nilipi, la mkubwa nilipi, la mtoto nilipi, la usiku nilipi, la mchana nilipi. Hiyo ndiyo yaitwa fiqh.
Dini hii ya Uislamu kila kitu, hatutafuti popote.
Kunwa maji atakavyo Mungu.
Kwa nini Mwenyezi Mungu ameharamisha nguruwe? Kwa nini Mwenyezi Mungu, mbona hujauliza Mwenyezi Mungu kwa nini amehalalisha mbuzi? Mwenye kula nguruwe ni mtu kuwa hana wivu.
Uislamu umekuja umekamilika.
Hata wadudu watafuta amani, hawataki kuudhiwa na wao pia. Wala Uislamu haukuja kuwaudhi hata wadudu, ni makosa.
Najma with kids, we learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Hadith, we learn Hadith, we learn Hadith, we learn Hadith, we learn the duas, we learn the duas, we learn the duas, we learn the duas, we love a prophet. We love a prophet, we love a prophet, we love a prophet. Abu Najma with kids. Abu Najma with kids. We learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Quran, we learn Hadith.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome. This is the Roundtable with me, Aisha Khan. Now, in the earlier two segments, I was joined by lovely ladies who shared their opinions and experiences with the Haram police. And I noted at the beginning of the program that please do not judge us. We are struggling and we're just sharing our experiences. And I also say that I will be joined by Sheikh Ibrahim Lithome, and he is here with me to shed light on what Islam really says. How should we treat each other and be better human beings? Yeah, so there are two sides of the coin where we do have this Haram police, and I do note that I did not quote them. A clique in society have quoted them Haram police, and on the other hand, we have good people who correct us in the right manner, but again we bash them and say, you know what, they are the Haram police. So now, and also later on, I'll be having representatives from UNHCR to talk about their new program for funding the refugees, the education sector for the refugees. Now, I will quickly read the comments that are coming in. So I have a message. Salam alaikum, I'm a rivet. This is my first Ramadan, alhamdulillah. I'm a victim of Haram police. I used to show off my long, thick hair before reverting. Now, after reverting, it is my Muslim sisters who are condemning me for having a hump under my scarf. Non-Muslims are complimenting me on wearing a scarf. I'm really trying, but this hurts. Then we have another comment. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salma from Mombasa. My question is, why are a section of Muslims called Haram police? Where did the phrase originate from? Is it even acceptable to use the phrase? From my understanding, most of the people who use this phrase rarely mean well when labeling others Haram police. Wow, that is really interesting. And then again, we have other comments. So there is an issue. Our chief and traffic officer, is it a must for them to wear trousers? Can they wear long skirts? That is from Halima Ibrahim. Then we have Nals, she says, kudanganya tu. Religion is something personal. Hijab is more than covering your hair. It's deeper than that. And the most messed up part is most of those who wear the hijab think they will all go to heaven, and those who don't will all go to hell. Now, Sheikh, welcome to the program.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
I've been listening, I've been watching since the beginning, and there's a lot to say. This short time that you have given me is not enough, but let's see how much ground we can cover. Let me begin first of all by the word Haram police. Where did it come from? I think my advice, because I've come here to give nasiha,
Naam.
I think we should desist from that word, haram police.
Okay.
Because we have nothing like that in Islam. So I don't know this force that has been called now haram police, where it has come from. Then let me talk about nasiha, because
Naam.
listening to the debate and watching the ladies that were here,
Naam.
it is all about nasiha.
Naam.
Advice, how should we give nasiha and how should we receive nasiha?
Very true.
One thing we should know, we are Muslims not because we want to follow our ways. It has to be the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants it.
Naam.
It has to be the way the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught it. We should not follow our whims. It's not a question of what do I like, what don't I like.
Wow.
It's what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want me to do, and what did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam teach me to do. It's as simple as that. It's not about our cultures. It's not about our fashion or whatever. It's about what Allah tells us to do.
Now,
And I want to
Sheikh,
begin
does that
by-
give us enough justification? Because these people who bash people use the name of da'wah.
Okay.
Nasiha. It is important, but is that a justification?
Jazakallah khairan. In Islam, we have nothing like bashing.
Naam.
Nasiha can never be bashing. It cannot be harassing.
Yes.
It cannot be, I heard one of the ladies saying, putting somebody down. That is not nasiha. And that's why I'm saying the whole program is about what is the etiquette of giving nasiha.
Naam.
And how should we receive nasiha?
Totally.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Let me go back to where I had stopped. We are told in the Quran, a Muslim has no choice. A male Muslim, a female Muslim has no choice. Once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed, do this, don't do this, we have no choice. We have to accept that.
Yes.
Then we have to accept none of us is an angel. We make mistakes.
Yes.
Even during the days of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sahaba who were very close to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they made mistakes and they were corrected. And I want to believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it that way so that we can learn lessons from them.
Yes.
And that's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is our best example, even on the way he used to give nasiha, correct a mistake. Take this example of this Badawi, a person from the Badia, who came to the mosque and decided to relieve himself in the mosque. I'm sure if somebody did that in our mosque today, they'll be beaten.
Very
But look
true.
at the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he did. He allowed him to finish first. After that, he ordered the Sahabas to clean the place.
Yes.
This man was corrected that
Yeah.
way. So the advice is, when you have a duty to correct each other.
Very
Al-Muslim mir'atu akhihi. A Muslim is the mirror of the brother. And we have been ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are the best of the ummahs. Why? Because we enjoin what is good and we forbid what is evil. Al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. But how? It should be bil hikmah. Use wisdom, use your head when you're correcting your brother or your sister. Don't make things worse, make them better, bring them
Sheikh,
closer.
give us the steps to make, those corrections.
First of all, understand that person.
Okay.
The Prophet ﷺ understood this person is from the Badia. He doesn't know the etiquette of the mosque. And that's why he did that. If it was somebody among the Sahabas who are always in the mosque who did that, I am sure the reaction of the Prophet ﷺ will be different. So number one, understand that person. Where are they coming from? What is the level of their knowledge of Islam? Why are they behaving the way they are behaving? Why are they dressed the way they are dressed? Number two, go and advise that person. And the intention should not be, and I repeat here because I heard what the lady said, putting you down, harassing you.
Yes.
It should not be for the purpose of putting down that person. You yourself, you don't know yourself. Allah is protecting you. Allah is protecting, or you might be the most sinful person.
Yes.
Allah is protecting you. So your intention should be, I want to correct this person for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it should not be embarrassing. And that's why one of the etiquettes of nasiha is that you should call that person aside, not in public. I heard the lady in niqab saying that she was bashed on the mimbar.
Just
wrong,
imagine.
wrong. That was wrong. It cannot be done like that. Nasiha is not about harassing a person. Nasiha is about bringing that person closer, making him even love the deen more. Okay? That is how nasiha is supposed to be. Now the receiver of the nasiha also, calm down from your high level pedestal, what do you call the ivory tower.
Yeah.
Calm down, accept nasiha also.
Now, okay, Sheikh, you have talked about nasiha, but these haram police, I know we're not supposed to term them like that, but now that's the name we have for this show today. And inshallah, we will correct ourselves. We are learning, right? We're struggling with ourselves. Now, Sheikh, these haram police that we have termed them, what is wrong? Where have we gone wrong as a society? Do they understand the ethics of Islam really?
They do not understand the ethics of Islam. If they are giving nasiha through harassing, they themselves need to be educated. We need to educate them.
But are they willing to learn?
Well, we have a duty. Aisha, our duty is to teach them. If they are willing, they will listen. Whoever wants to listen, they will listen. Whoever doesn't want to listen, then it's upon them. Our duty is to teach them. They need to be taught. And we need now programs in this station of the etiquettes of giving nasiha. The etiquette of giving nasiha. And then we need also to tell people, those who are being given nasiha, please open up your heart. When you are corrected, accept that you are wrong. You know, it's the nature of human beings that you don't want to be corrected.
Very true.
So we should, the person giving the nasiha should understand, people don't like being corrected. So I want to make sure I'm correcting my brother and my sister in a nice way. I don't want them to feel very low. I don't want to cut them small, okay? The thing is, don't hurt the feeling of the other person when you're giving them nasiha. And let me tell you, for example, if somebody, I have a history also, I heard you talking about this spiritual journey.
Yes. Sheikh, tell us very briefly about that.
There is a time, I come from a background that is not Muslim. My parents became Muslims when I was a small boy. There was a time, the 5 times prayer for me, it was optional if I want to. And I remember somebody making it worse by telling me, and wewe ni mtu wa motoni wewe. I decided, okay, let me go. But somebody else came and talked to me nicely. Today, I don't miss my prayer.
You are advising us.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we need to advise people that when you're giving nasiha, number one, it should be lillah. You want to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're not flexing your muscle. And I heard you people saying it, Muslim men. I want to tell the men out there who are harassing our sisters under the guise of giving nasiha. That is wrong. Nasiha has never and shall never be equal to harassment. Nasiha is supposed to be, choose the best words, choose the best environment. Choose, Aisha, if I want, I'll make you wear niqab by calling you aside and talking to you nicely.
That's true. And you might convince me, you just never
know. You know, the right environment, the right wording, I should make you feel good, not bad. So that is the problem. Then we have a problem with our sisters. And even some of our brothers here. And let me say this, let us not be munafiqun, hypocrites. Let us be true Muslims and let us be sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because all of us are answerable. When you choose to dress in any attire, whether you're a man or a woman, because mostly we lay a lot of emphasis on our sisters, forgetting that our brothers, our young people are walking in trousers that are almost sagging trousers, which is haram. Rasta hair and the rest, haram also. Men with earrings and whatever, and ponytails and the rest, it's haram. So it's both. Number one, you should know you're dressing not to please your employer, or to please your friends, it is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if your intention is to please human beings, you even heard the lady in niqab, she also gets criticized. You will never please human beings.
Now, Sheikh, there's something that I want to ask you. Outward appearance. Now, you might be having a Muslim sister, as you saw, in a niqab, in a hijab, you know, and they might be covered, but their character is not so good. And then again, you have someone in a kanzu, tasbih, the biggest you can get, the beard, mashallah. But when you go and get the history of that person, it's questionable. So in Islam, is outward appearance important? Is hijab just covering myself like this, or what is hijab?
Okay, hijab is supposed to be the symbolism of your taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Taqwa, the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is in the heart here.
No.
But how are you going to be judged by people? People judge by what they see. The rest we leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we cannot judge now people because one or two people in niqab misbehave in private, then we start condemning the hijab. No, the hijab is okay. But if there are some people who are misusing it, the problem is not with the hijab. The problem is with those people. If somebody in a kanzu like me and a beard misbehaves out there, the problem is not with the beard or the kanzu. That is the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is the problem with that person. So outward appearance is important. Imagine if tomorrow or today I go to the minbar there to give khutbah in jeans and a t-shirt. What? I'm the same Sheikh Ibrahim, but I'm there on the minbar in a t-shirt and very tight jeans sagging. I'm sure half the mosque will walk out.
That's true.
They will even forget about my knowledge, my piety, because if you are really pious, can that be reflected by your outward character and your appearance? So appearance is important, Aisha, for us. But more important is the taqwa. So both of them are important. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if somebody comes to you seeking the hand of your daughter in marriage, the test is one, a Muslim. That one, you leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They just say, I'm Muhammad and the rest, I've done the shahada, is the rest. You leave it at that. Then the character. The character is the outward behavior that we see. Where is this person a mirror chewing? Get out of my house. I can't give my daughter to somebody like you. It doesn't matter how many times you pray. Or how many sunnah nawafil you fast. But your character does not reflect that. Your outward appearance does not reflect that. You could be hafid al-Quran. You come to me in short trousers and a rasta and ponytails, navipuli. I'll tell you, get out of my house. Because if you're truly a hafid al-Quran, can that be seen also in your character? Because it is important. Akhlaq is also very important, no? And how we also treat with each other, how we transact with each other.
Yes.
Nasiha also is about how we interact with each other. And for me, this is very important. You could be the most pious person, but if your interaction with people is always offending the other people, then there is something wrong with your iman. These are the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He gave Mu'adh nasiha and said, Ya Mu'adh, ittaqillah haythuma kunta. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wherever you are. Wa khaliqin nasa bi khuluqin hasan. And when you are dealing with people, deal with them nicely. So when you are giving nasiha, you are dealing with somebody. Whether it's a Muslim or a non-Muslim, please let offense be the last thing in your mind. Or, you know, some people just feel, I think they are psychologically sick.
Yes,
Aisha.
I think that's a problem. It is a sickness because Allah says in the Quran that you should not see another person as insignificant. We judge a lot. No. Is that our business to judge?
No, our business is not to judge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows who is sincere and who is not sincere. Ours is just to inform. The way the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, we leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, don't even judge yourself. وَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Don't feel you are holier than everybody else.
Holier than thou.
It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows. So Aisha, what we need is very serious advice to those people who have taken it upon themselves to harass people in the name of nasiha. Again, we need seriously to advise people, whether the sisters and the brothers, men, old men, young, every Muslim, accept nasiha with humility. Accept it. Even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was corrected by the Sahaba. There is a time he wanted to camp in a valley. They had gone out for war, jihad, and he wanted to put the soldiers somewhere in a valley. One of the Sahabas asked him, Ya Rasulullah, is this wahy or is just your thinking? He said, I was just thinking that this is the right place. He said, no, this is the wrong place to do it. And he, with humility, accepted nasiha. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, when he was the Khalifa, a woman like you, Aisha, stood up and there was a crowd. If today, Aisha, you stood up in a crowd of Muslim men to correct the Imam Salihu here,
I would be bashed.
Yes. Again, she did it in a respectable way because Umar wanted to put a ceiling to the mahar. Then the woman quoted a verse in the Quran. Allah has not put a limit. Umar, why are you putting that limit? Again, humility. he accepted. He didn't say, I'm the Khalifa. He said, أصابت المرأة وأخطأ عمر. The woman is right. Umar is wrong. That is how we are supposed to accept nasiha. So sisters, if somebody tells you, the way you are dressed, I think is not right. Please, why don't you do this and that? Accept it.
How should she react? Because a lot of time, the people that are wrongly termed as haram police, because today you might come to me and tell me, you know, Aisha, I don't like how you're wearing the hijab or do this. And I take you very negatively and say, well, Sheikh Lithome, and he's a haram police.
It is the approach.
So what can I do? The one who's being advised, how can I take it positively? And also you who's advising, how can you approach me? If I don't take your advice, what are you going to do?
Nothing. And again, now for those who feel harassed by this, the so-called haram police, which term I want us to leave us from today, Aisha. We should look for another term.
Yes.
Okay? I think what we need to do is that if somebody comes and insults you, talks to you badly, just refer back to the Quran. In the Quran you're told, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنُ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ هَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. And the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the ones who walk on earth with humility. And when stupid people, foolish people talk to them, just tell them peace, salama. Just take it with a stride and move on. This person is not a representative of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If he was, he would not have harassed me, but he would have told me in a nice way. And believe me, words have a magical way of dealing with people. Words, you could be told the same thing differently. One approach would make you do that thing very willingly. Another approach would say, so what? I won't do it.
It's true. They retaliate. People, especially the youth, we reject. Now, Sheikh, coming to another thing, do you think we as a Muslim society are hypocritical? Because you mentioned that we as Muslims, especially Horizon TV, should do some certain topics. But you find, let me give an example. We are in the month of Ramadan. The rate of buying mirror has decreased. The pubs, Sheikh, this is the problem. We're having this problem, and I'm glad you're here because we need to address this. Even in the bars, the numbers have reduced. Now, in the mimbar, and I'll bring it very outwardly clear, in the mimbar we find sheikhs, you know, they're bashing each other. They're giving a khutbah, but that khutbah is to bash another person. Such that, what about our young people? Homosexuality, we are having it in our society. Fornication, it is there. Mirror chewing, it is there. But what are we doing as a society? We say things are haram and our children are going astray. What should we do?
For me, if you ask me, the mimbar, that is supposed to be a platform, not only to prepare us for Jannah, for Akhirah. It's supposed to prepare us here in this world. How to live in this world as we prepare for Akhirah. So my nasiha would be this, and if anybody has watched my khutbahs, I will pick on a topical issue that is affecting the ummah. Like mirror chewing, homosexuality, corruption, and all these things. So take a little bit of time and talk about Iman and how to go to Jannah, Ibadah, and the rest. But topical issues also should be discussed on the mimbar. That mimbar, somebody should come out of that mosque saying, now I know how to deal with the digital world. Now I know how to deal with the issue of mirror because the Sheikh told us this and that. So I want to agree with you. We have left a vacuum, and that's why many young people have turned to that Sheikh called Sheikh Google. Everybody's turning because they feel there is a vacuum that has not been filled. So I'm using this opportunity to tell the Sheikhs who are watching me, can you please, Sheikhs, ittaqillah, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for this ummah. We have a duty of guiding this ummah. We should use the time we have on the mimbar or any opportunity to address issues affecting the youth, issues affecting the Muslim ummah today. The many ills that we have. There are so many divorces. I'm handling so many cases of women who have been battered by their husbands and they believe this is right. And talaq has become like a joke. You know, you differ with your wife, the next thing you tell her, get out of my house. These are the issues that we need to address. So I want to agree with you. We, sheikhs, have left a certain vacuum which we should fill. And that's why I find some youth, when they get a sheikh who addresses some of the issues that are pertinent to them, they follow them, whether those sheikhs are right or wrong. Even issues of radicalization into violent extremism is because the youth are thirsty. They want to hear things, they want to hear khutbahs that address issues that affect them every day. Things that they do, things that they will experience out there in the streets. So I want to agree with you to that extent.
Sheikh, thank you so much. And I think you are very right that the time is short. Yes. Now, we'll have to end this program, Sheikh. Thank you so much. And now, before we conclude, please, can you conclude on the terminology Haram police?
Yeah, I think first of all, let's leave it out, Haram police. When somebody is giving nasiha, they are not giving anything haram. I think it is a misnomer. It's also painting Islam negatively. I'll tell people out there, can we call them the nasiha group?
The nasiha group.
But if we call them the nasiha group, they should know. It's not just telling people what is haram. It's just giving nasiha. Why don't you also commend people when they are doing the right thing?
True.
Yeah, you should be commending people when they are doing the right thing. So it's not haram. Islam is not about haram. Actually, haram is so little compared to halal. So we need to think about a proper name, but please, can we agree, Aisha, we leave out haram police?
Sheikh, I have understood. I'm also learning. I'm in the journey of learning.
Very good.
So thank you so much for gracing the show, and I think we need an in-depth talk about this because
Inshallah.
we have things affecting our society. Now, as you have heard it, we have two sides of the coin, and again, we're not going to use this word haram police as Sheikh has advised us, and we look for a better term, or rather, let's just not have a term. Let's be positive. And I'm sure this program has impacted both sides, the ones who are doing it wrongly and the ones who are being told and actually bashing. Now, this has been the Roundtable with me, Aisha Khan. And now I will leave you with something. These are my last words from the Holy Quran, Surah Al-Nahl, verse 125. Now, invite the way of your Lord with wisdom and good advice, and dispute with them in a manner that is best. Indeed, your Lord knows best those who have strayed from his way, and he knows best those who are guided. And now I have a video lined up for you. Ma'assalam, until next time.
Doesn't wear a hijab, you're complaining. Okay, she wears a hijab and you're still complaining. Oh, she's wearing a turban, but that's not right. She's showing her neck, she's showing her ears. Okay, she switches to a different type of hijab, but her chest is showing now. That is not correct. Okay, she switched to a different type of hijab. Oh, the messenger said hump of a camel. Okay, she switched to a different type of hijab now, right? What do you want her to wear? A bag? Doesn't wear a hijab, you're complaining. Okay, she wears a hijab and you're still complaining. Oh, she's wearing a turban, but that's not right. She's showing her neck, she's showing her ears. Okay, she switches to a different type of hijab, but her chest is showing now. That is not correct. Okay, she switched to a different type of hijab. Oh, the messenger said hump of a camel. Okay, she switched to a different type of hijab now, right? What do you want her to wear? A bag over her face? You have to understand something. Yesterday she wasn't wearing it. Today she is wearing it. Give her some credit. Be wise with your dawah and nasiha. Don't be ridiculous. Give them a chance. You're always complaining about something. She just started wearing the hijab. Encourage her. Motivate her. Do you understand? She wasn't always wearing them. Do you know how much guts and courage it takes? Do you know how much her family gives her crap for wearing it? Now you're giving her crap for wearing it? Instead, congratulate her. Make the for her, but stop condemning her. Not everyone is at the same level of iman as you are.